I have finally created my own action figure, and I want to show you how I went from this guy and created something like this. You can't see it, right? It's pixelated. Yeah, because I want you to watch the video a little bit longer. And also it kind of looks like a... Oh yeah! Anyway, hi, my name is Vexter and I do 3D models for 3D printing for the past 8 years. I'm creator of something people call mini dudes. So for a very long time I had an idea of... I wanted to create my own action figure. Wait, is it an action figure? Action figure is a posable toy character usually made of plastic with movable joints representing a soldier, superhero, or fictional character. Yeah, I apologize, I get distracted pretty quickly, so... By the way, have you seen how dirty that keyboard was? So this was the first thing I made, and it has a simple ball joint. It's colored here, maybe a little bit too much, but it's made like that, so it's a little bit flexible, because between this part and this hole there should be zero tolerance, so there needs to be a little bit flexibility so it can actually pop into the place. And after that, you know, friction needs to hold it, so you know, if you do this stuff, it should hold. But with PLA, that's always the issue. PLA gets smooth pretty quickly, and it loses that friction. So that's why you need to use something like Veggie or ABS. After some testing, I decided to put this on hold. First, I couldn't figure out the design that I wanted and some other stuff. But recently, I was thinking how cool it would be to create some kind of character, some kind of skeleton. I love skeletons, and also, you know, the Halloween season is around the corner, so I quickly designed my new skeleton character, and I wanted to make this posable. First test had the same ball joint, just like the previous one, and surprisingly this still holds. This has certain articulation, but see, it pops out quickly because there are certain limitations. You cannot do a lot of motion. So I had to discard that and figure out something else. On top of that, printing stuff in this orientation is not that great, because this part usually breaks off easily, since layers are stacked like this, so they just peel off. Which actually happened to one of my tests as soon as I decided to try to make those ball joints a little bit smaller. And because of that, I started thinking how I need to go with a similar approach as Gabe, Sousaphone. You guys all know Dami 13, and it wouldn't be right not to mention what Gabe did, because, you know, if you spend a little bit of time checking out his stuff, which is absolutely amazing, you will see how much effort he put into that, and how well designed those things are. I'm gonna be honest, for quite some time I decided not to look at that, because I didn't want to be inspired by that. And I went through my own personal hell of trying to figure out stuff, so I did different ball joints. I was testing everything. From these kind of things that break off easily because they're super thin here. I was trying to make these kind of ball joints in combination with the rotation, which was kind of an overkill. Again, the same one, slightly with less tolerance. I even went with this design, so it has these kind of marks, so it goes in, and before it was actually holding in place, but now again PLA, so it wasn't working. I took that inspiration from my figurines. I did a lot of tests, and you can see it in the video here. I made a whole graveyard, and I was just trying to figure out tolerances, sizes, all of that stuff. And I even made a skeleton to try to figure out how much motion it has with certain things, and in what orientation I should do certain things. Then I actually went back to check Sousaphone stuff, and holy crap, that stuff is just amazing. So I kind of got discouraged about the whole thing because first, no matter what you do these days, if you make any kind of articulated figurine, everyone is gonna say that it's Dami 13 ripoff. You know, he made a thing. Everyone knows what Dami 13 is. Not just in 3D printing world. It's beyond that. Sadly, people stole from him that design and reselling that stuff. So you really can't miss it. And honestly, at first I was thinking, ah, shit, I don't wanna be known as someone who was trying to do the same thing. The reason why I still wanted to push for it was I wanted to create my own. Dami 13 is Dami 13. It's freaking awesome again. But I wanted to make something because I like to create things. I like to experiment. This is the interesting part for me. So I went back and I started figuring out how to make movement. There's another YouTuber that I've seen who was also taking inspiration from Gabe. While watching one of his videos, I've noticed that he made something like this. So there's a bigger range of motion, and I started experimenting with all of that. But there was always something that was bothering me, and mostly was that, so even with this version, you would have to print this in the same material. So again, PETG or ABS, and then this part individually. So this whole section would have to be printed with PETG, and I didn't want that. I just wanted to have kind of like inserts made with PETG and then everything else with PLA. So after a few tests, this is what I did. It's just a socket and ball joint, nothing special, but it locks into place nicely because ball joint is a little bit bigger than the socket, so it actually expands the socket, and that is a really cool thing because this whole area goes inside the object and it kind of holds it in place. Same thing here. So this part goes in and locks. There's a little tooth there, and the idea was to have only this through the whole figurine. So you just need to print ball joints and sockets same size through the whole model, so you don't have to think about different sizes and figure out which one goes where. Spoiler alert, it didn't work. And this is the skeleton I did. So it has a motion and it's kind of working fine. I'm really torturing this thing a lot. And by the way, it's top heavy right now, and this ball joint is not holding it. So this is one of the things that I need to go back and redesign. But also at the same time, when I finished this one and I looked at it, come on, focus, I realized that I'm just not ready to release it in this stage because I just didn't think it was good enough. Let me quickly go back to another issue I had. Most of my stuff is created in ZBrush, and ball joints I actually created in Fusion 360 because it's easier to do tweaks. You have the right scale measures and all of that stuff, so you can always go back and update your measures and everything is gonna follow. So Fusion 360 is way better for that. So I would then import those exported STLs to ZBrush and then apply all the sockets, all the ball joints to the model. And then if they wouldn't work, I would have to go back, change it in Fusion, import it back into ZBrush, and do them manually again, because there's no update button. There's nothing like that in ZBrush, which is freaking annoying. Like, you can't make instances and then just grab the master and all the instances are gonna get updated. It doesn't work like that. So every time, and I did a lot of tweaks and iterations, every time I had to do all of those ball joints, sockets, everything manually. It took me a few hours every time to do it, to test print, figure out it's not working, change it, do it again, and so on and so on. So it was extremely painful thing to do, and after I made the skeleton, I was like, okay, this I can't do it right now. I need to focus on something else, and I went back to my simplified version. I went back to, hey, let's make a cute character with few movable limbs, and that's all. Like, I'm not gonna do elbows, knees, any of that stuff. It needs to rotate the head, torso, lift arms, and do the leg motion, and to be able to sit. Those are the things. Through the year, since I did this guy, I was off screen. I was trying to figure out a new character that would be like a new collectible, and every time I did something, I was like, let's go back to Mini Dude. Let's see, can I do something with Mini Dude? So every time I would just go back to the source, because in the past 8 years I did like over 300 Mini Dudes. That's the thing that I know how to do, and I always wanted to make one posable. And the closest that I got to that was creating just a head that can rotate, and this was just so I can print things separately. It wasn't actually meant to do that. My idea was to go back and create a Mini Dude that's articulated, but problems were legs. So he has a puffy legs. He has this like legs that if you made them in this way, and this is of course the first thing I tried, you can rotate the legs a little bit, but there's always something that is gonna block it, and there's no actual proper movement, and again it just pops out. And printing again ball joints in this orientation is gonna be a problem, because it's gonna break. Again, the same problem. And finally, after a few attempts, I made something that can do even a split, rotate. There's a lot of space, so it can move legs around. Problem is that it has this gap, but you know, a lot of figurines have that, so it can move freely. And I was kind of okay with that. I'm still not letting go. I'm gonna try to redo it in the future. But this had all the range of motion that I really wanted. Legs have that PETG insert, so you just put that thing in and like press it against the some kind of table. It's gonna click in, and that's it. It's gonna hold there. It won't go anywhere. And of all of these ball joints, I started creating some kind of Frankenstein, and made this thing that goes into the pelvis like that, and then you just hook the legs, and that's it. For the torso, I made similar thing, again printed in one piece, so I don't overcomplicate it. You just slide it into the torso. It would be ideal to glue it, and it has sockets here. Grab a hand and just lock it into the place like that, and then you combine it with the body. Same principle with everything. Oof, this is a really bad thing. I have a better one somewhere. You just put another piece, you just lock it into place, and you have a first articulated Mini Dude. Look at him. You can rotate the torso, certain limitations for a reason, so it doesn't spin all the way. Moves the head, lifts the arms, and does this thing. This was the one that I didn't want to show you. Different head that I have for this guy at this scale. And speaking of scale, this is a little bit bigger than my regular Mini Dude. This is the regular Mini Dude size, and this is the minimum the smallest size that I would be comfortable with all of these ball joints. So this is 120% of the regular one, and this is 150. I quickly did a mustache just to try to test it. It's printed separately, so it's just snaps into place. And also you can see on this prototype, this is not released yet. It has arms, it has fists, wait, hands. I'm gonna get it right eventually. Hands that should now actually be able to hold different tools, weapons, and all of that stuff. As you can see, a lot of time and energy and all of that stuff was put into this model, and again, I really like the articulation, and it's so fun to play with. Right now, it's only available on my Patreon and my printables. I'm gonna do more modifications. I have one made for Mini Joel. I hope more people are gonna print it, give me feedback, ask for certain additions, and who knows what's gonna happen with this guy in the future. Maybe I'm gonna switch to some completely new and better design. Maybe I'm gonna just upgrade this one a little bit. I really don't know at this stage. I just know that making this, no matter how hard it was actually fun, and it reminded me how much I like to do these kind of experimentations, not just sculpt stuff. Oh, and remember the thing that I said about ZBrush not being able to update files and change the instances and all of that. It still cannot do it on its own, but I started doing something and I figured it out. Stick around for the next video. It's gonna be a quick video where I'm gonna show you what I did and what it can do. Thank you for everything. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like, do all the stuff, and if you think that someone would enjoy this video, just send it to them. By the way, this was one of the most important fixes I did.